Shut up and sit down.
Dope. Thank you guys for tuning into Wild Style Podcast. We are back. This show is brought to you by Big Mr. Concrete once again, and Landscape. This company handles all land solutions from pavers to fire pits, landscaping, and curbing, and amazing quality work. They specialize in decorative stamping with colors for patios, driveways, sidewalks, and so much more. Go like their Facebook page, guys, and if you also want to set something up, hit them up at this phone number, 208-412-8039, and ask for Gabriel Miranda. Let them know that Sambo sent you. I'm your host, Sambo, and we got Marina in the house again. Hello, Marina. And we got my boy and our special guest for today, Luis, man. How's it going, brother?
What up, dog? What's going on, man? How you doing, bro?
Good, bro. How you been?
I've been good, bro. Chilling.
Yeah? Haven't talked to you since, last time we saw each other at the gym. Dude, I've been meaning to ask you, bro. So, where did we meet? Was it that one time downtown?
Homie. It was, bro.
Was it?
Hey, I was going to ask you. That was going to be my first question to you, dog, if you remember how we met. Do you remember how we met, dog?
It was that guy that was getting bullied, holding up the Christian sign, you remember?
Yeah.
And I was like, I said something, and you guys backed me up. Who was with you? Was it Carlos?
No, it was me, my homie, Cub, Jose. My homie, Jose.
Jose.
And then the homie, Ralph.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what we were doing, we were walking around with Jimmy John's cups full of, I think beer or liquor or something. And we were just mobbing around, bro. Yeah. And then that guy was getting into it. It was like some big bodybuilder type dude, too.
Yeah. And then he had like two other little shitheads that were with them.
Right.
And I had said something, and you guys turned around and saw me, and then you guys like backed me up.
Yeah.
I'm like, "What's up, guys?" I introduced myself, and then we saw each other at the gym after that.
Yeah. It's been years, right, bro?
It's been for a while.
That's downtown days, so that's 5, maybe 6 years ago for me.
Yeah.
Right, something like that. Yeah. And I think we just kept seeing each other at the gym, and we would just say what's up.
Yeah. The first time I saw you, I was like, "Dude, what's up, bro? You remember me?" Like, yeah. We, like, shake hands and everything. Yeah. That's how we met. I remember I told you I was like, dude, I don't know. I don't remember if Luis was a guy that was downtown or I just met him at the gym.
Yeah, no mustache back then, so I look a little different. But
you didn't?
I didn't have a mustache back then. I grew it out, probably like 3 years ago, I want to say. But back then, I was all
dang, man.
Baby
I've been growing mine out for like 28 years now.
Bro, I wish I could do the whole beard thing, homie, but it ain't happening, dog. There's just patches everywhere. And so, like, bro, I had like a mustache in 6th grade, so I knew I could just do that, you know? I was like, I'm just going to grab that and run with it, so.
Dude, I wish I could grow a mustache, dude. I can't grow anything. Like, this is a full beard right here. It's almost there. Whatever. It's been 28 years, man.
Hey, how old are you, bro?
I'm 28.
Oh, you're 28, okay.
Yeah, so I turned 29 this year.
Okay.
Yeah, Marina's, how old are you, Marina?
22.
Oh, yeah, 22.
22, okay.
She a little baby. Just so you guys know, this our choice of beer for today is Corona.
There we go.
Yeah. It was Luis's idea, by the way, so if you guys want to get offended, get mad at him. All right? Cheers.
It's only
to
appropriate.
Another episode,
it's only appropriate, dog.
Cheers,
hey.
cheers.
Cheers.
Tim with his water.
Hey, you got to show him love, dog. Is it true? Is it all right? Is it true that like their sales went down and all that shit, or is it because of the whole Corona?
Yeah, they that's what I heard. Like did you see that meme where they said that they're going to change their name into the Ebola Extra?
Yeah, I thought that's pretty funny, dog. Like people really thought that shit had like somehow was, had to do with each other and shit.
Well, I didn't really know much about it because I kept seeing these memes at first, and I was like, dude, what the fuck? Why does everyone keep putting Corona versus like Coors Light or Modelo or something like that? What's going on with like coronavirus? So I actually thought something like, you know how they recall like the lettuce and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, maybe it's just something something they did, or some people are getting sick from Corona.
Getting diarrhea.
Yeah, something like that. That's what I thought. And so then I finally like someone told me like, oh, I had the coronavirus. I was like, oh, you drink Corona? Like, was it bad or something? Like, what happened? They started laughing. I'm like, what? Like, I'm being for real. Like, what is it?
Right.
Like, oh, no, it's a virus going around. Like, it's a huge sickness that happened in China, blah, blah, blah. And, excuse me, sorry. And so,
careful, there's a dry cough right there. Not careful, homie.
It's true. But yeah, dude, that's what I thought it was.
Yeah, so ever since that, I saw that. I've been showing them love, dog. Gotta support, I usually do Modelo or Coors. I'll do some Coors, but
dude, I love Coors Light, bro. Coors Light is my choice of beer, man.
So I never I never would drink Coors, bro. And then one time I went to the homies. He had a graduation party for his daughter, and they had just a keg, bro, just cold, bro. I mean, it was just going down so good, and ever since then, it's been my thing. And plus, it's a little lighter, homies.
Yeah.
So drink 10 and just chill versus something that's heavier, start acting wild a lot quicker and shit. So yeah,
but yeah, dude. So what have you been up to? Oh, dude, congratulations on getting that. You got director of, was it director or what was
well, the
it
official
again?
title is executive director, dog.
Executive director.
Makes me feel important. But yeah, no, just so I took over as director of Breaking Chains Academy. It was November 2018.
Okay.
When the board decided that they wanted me to try to just sell that ship. So I started out with $300 in that bank account, homie. Kid you not. And I was just asking, like, I was just doubting myself, like, can I do this shit or what? Like, what?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, fuck it, let's go. You know, so what we do is we work with at-risk youth. We try to give them tools, alternatives to kind of help deter them from criminal/gang activities. We offer education services, work skills training, and we do mentoring through recreational activities. And so what we do is try to empower the youth, give them the tools that they need, and just help them successfully transition into adulthood, basically. And our target population is that at-risk youth, those kids that are prone to or showing those gang tendencies, or just troubled youth, man, in general, coming from low-income homes, low-income families, single-parent homes. And so I actually went through the program myself. I got involved when I was, I believe, 15. My brother dragged me in there, and I participated in their work skills program. And it's a really good program, and I went through it myself. It honestly changed my life. I do. If it wasn't for that program, I do think I could probably be in prison right now. Dead, that cliche you always hear, but it's fucking true, man, straight up. And so it was either me step up and try to sell that fucking boat, or me to just let it go and say, it's $300 in the bank account, homie. I'm like, but I was like, you know what, I gotta do whatever I can to try to keep those doors open.
Yes,
and if I fail, then fuck it. At least I did everything.
Yeah, at least you tried.
But nah, bro, like I just jumped in it, man, with 2 feet, and I just fucking ran with it, bro. And I just had like an awesome board and just people supporting me, showing me love. And I don't know, man, but we had $300 in that bank account. Before you know it, we have enough funds to operate, all our services. And so man, it's been about 1.5 years now. So.
Dang, that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I saw that you were doing some stuff like that. Before I met you, or I guess just getting to know you.
Right.
I didn't know, anything about you. Obviously, we met freaking saving some guy with a sign.
Hey, homie, were you by yourself that day?
Yeah.
You were, huh?
Yeah.
Just mobbing around or what?
Yeah. Well, I was going to meet friends.
Oh, okay.
But I'm such a lone wolf, bro. I could hang out by myself and be totally happy.
Hey, bro, you're ready to take flight though, dog.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, I hate bullies, bro.
Right.
Like, I hate that. It's ridiculous. Like, let people have their own beliefs. Let them do whatever they want to.
Right.
Like, there's no reason for you to be like, oh, hey, let me start throwing shit at you.
Right.
Because you're sitting there holding up a thing that says repent or whatever.
Right.
That's none of your business.
Right.
Like, just go about your business. You're out there having a good time. You don't need to be starting trouble. And so it just pissed me off. Like,
and the funny thing is, bro, that I was actually, I think before that I was arguing with that dude. But then, like, the other dude was, like, trying to lay hands on him, and that's when I was like, oh, no, that's when you ran up. Yeah. And but the funny thing is, like, I was, like, debating with that fool out there. So but, I mean, when somebody's trying to throw hands, to some dude that's just chilling with a sign, like, that's fuck
stupid.
that bully shit.
Yeah, I don't like that at all, and I don't agree with it. I never have.
And then I remember, so I think we added each other on Facebook, and I saw that you were, like, fighting and shit, and I was like, hey, that's my boy right there. Even though I only met you once.
Now I know why you were trying to fight.
Right? I'm like, oh, my boy would have pieced him up, dog. Shit.
Back in my old days, it's been 4 years.
Are you still training and fighting and everything?
Or?
No,
man. I'm done with it.
Okay.
I'm doing this now and
Hell
just lifting. I think it's the most I weighed, huh, Marina?
Yeah.
Like Marina, when she first found out that when we were first dating, she found out that I fought and stuff like that. She's like, what do you fight at? I'm like, 145. She's like, no. Ill.
Well, what are you up to right now?
I'm 182.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude, I love it. I love being this big, man. Like, it's nice to not be able to freaking, like, have to worry about weight cut and, I can just eat whatever I want. And she sometimes, like, wants me to diet. Like, not, like, wants, like, forces me, but it's more of, like,
healthy.
Yeah.
He could eat burgers and chicken nuggets every day.
Same here. Same fucking here.
Yeah.
Chips, dog. Chips is my thing.
Dude,
okay, I'm bad with chips. Once I start, I can stop.
Hey, no joke, bro. Pizza and chips. Like,
dude,
that's my
pizza,
thing.
bro.
Yeah.
I love pizza. I love pizza so much.
Me and my girl and my little family will do me and my girl are like, during the week, we're pretty clean on our diets. Mm-hmm. It's funny because, like, during this whole Corona shit, I was, like, dreading going to the
supermarket.
Yeah, bro.
So
I'm like, everything's gonna be gone, but I showed up and like everything that we eat was still there, like lettuce and kale and like the organic, like grass fed
like, shit. Now I gotta do
right.
it.
I thought I was just gonna fucking stock up with some chips, dog. Nah, hell nah. So, but no, it was good, homie. Like the only thing I didn't find was eggs. But
that's
the only thing.
Fred Meyer's.
Today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got some.
Yeah, and like all the milk was gone, but like we drink almond milk, so it's all fucking stacked up.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's what she likes. That's why I'm like, almond milk. Give me that 2% shit.
Right. Nah. Yeah, man. So like, I remember. So when I was trying to get big too at the gym. And bro, I would just like eat like crazy and just go in there and just lift heavy. And I was getting up. Got up to like 190. What was it? Like 192. And I was trying to get like to 2 bills, like just be stacked.
Yeah.
But what happened, dog, is we had a football game with the kids at my work, right? And they were just fucking running circles around me, bro. And I was just like just sweating. I was just drenched, bro. Just couldn't keep up. And I was like, all right, I might be big and like strong, but I'm not healthy, you know? And so that's when I started doing a lot of cardio.
Okay.
Yeah, and then my buddy, so I was actually training to do that Roby Creek run that they canceled or postponed because of this whole shit. Yeah, so my homie got me into running, and so we had like a little running crew, and we go running every Saturday. Bro, and something about running, homie, like just fucking take off. I don't know, bro. Just put some music and just take off. Hit 13 miles, like real quick, homie. Like, I mean, not quick, but
dude, see, that's what Marina's thing is. She loves to run. She could run for hours, dude. And me, I'm just like,
really?
I'm so tired of this cardio shit I've done in my whole life.
Oh,
like,
right,
I'm
yeah,
done with
that's
it.
understandable. Yeah.
But I told her that so she understands that too. I'm just like, dude, I just like to lift. But every now because we were supposed to go to Hawaii next week, but we're not going because of the whole fucking virus shit. I know it sucks. We're postponing it, but
for sure
we're still gonna go. But so we were like all into like getting in shape, running. I'm like, I'm gonna run. I'm like,
right.
hold up. It's this old ass lady. She's like, hey, you're just like pussy.
Hey, bro, like it's just about keeping that steady pace, homie. Just put some good music in and just a steady ass pace,
dude.
you know. And then I absolutely love it. And so I was like at 192 and I started doing cardio, and then I started running. Right now I'm like I fluctuate from like 155 to 160, just like kind of go up and down depending on how I ate that week and all that shit. So the hard thing now is that since I got time off from work as well because we had to close down due to the virus and shit, it's just trying to eat clean, bro. Like, you know, that's like the hard part, homie, because I'm like, I see those chips in there and shit, and I'm just, I just want to dig
Why don't you talk to Marina about that part, huh?
We didn't like stock up crazy. We just bought normal groceries. But like, I get bored, and I'm like, oh, am I hungry or am I just bored? I've eaten like all my snacks.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I'm like, I'm not even hungry. I'm just fucking bored, man. I'm just chilling. But I've been keeping up with those home workouts, dog. I got like dumbbells and shit, and some resistant bands, and
really?
Yeah. Just I mean, I've been avoiding the gym. I just, you know, I don't know. I just kind of.
I'm so hard on that, dude.
Really?
Yeah. I love the gym, but then I'd quit, then I'd start. But like now that I'm back into it and I finally got my groove thing, because dude, remember when I used to go in there and do all those crazy ass ab workouts and shit? Like now I'm back into it and I'm feeling it. I'm like, oh, dude. Hey, it's true because he commented one time. Remember you? Yeah. Louis would be like, dude, what are those ab workouts? Those are crazy.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and I was shredded. I had
hell
fucking
you were.
crazy
I remember
abs.
I was like, damn, whatever. I think I started doing what you told me to do. Yeah.
Dude, those are workouts from like my coaches and stuff like that
okay.
that I would just take into the gym and just implement them. But now, dude, fuck, you get older and shit, and it's just like, oh my
sure,
God, it's so much harder.
Hey, dog, like shit's be clicking and like popping, and you know, and I'm like, here we go.
I know, dude. I'm like, fuck, man, this shit's crazy, dude.
Yeah, and I'm like, how long am I gonna be able to run? Because like, kid you not, bro, I stand up and both my knees just start popping, just making noise, and I'm like, yeah, fuck, here we go, dog.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So, you had a nickname. It was Weasel.
Yes, sir.
Where'd that come from?
So I grew up with two homies, Dreamer and Slick, right? And so their dad, I was a little guy, dog. I was tiny, I was scrawny, short. Yeah. And so the dad would be like, "You little weasel, where's little weasel at?" Like kind of picking on me, kind of, you know, teasing me or whatever. And at first I fucking hated it, bro. And then they just stuck. Next thing you know, my mom calls me Weasel. I mean, my nephews call me, you know, Theo Weasel. So
nice.
yeah, it just stuck, homie. It just stuck. And I just like, so that was like, everybody just knew me as Weasel. And then when I took over as director, I'm like, all right, I guess I got to be professional now. And like, change my fucking Facebook.
Well, I saw you changed it, and I was like, shit, I didn't even know his real name. Isn't that weird?
Hey, bro, I got people asking me, like, is that your real name? And I'm like, yeah, it's my real name. I'm like, for real? That's your real name?
Yeah. You know Garrett, right? Garrett Grazine? You remember Garrett?
Yeah.
So we were, I had told him that you were going to be on the show and stuff, and I told him, I was like, fuck, dude, I didn't even know his name was Weasel or Luis.
Right.
I was like, fucking had Weasel for so long, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna ask him what that even meant.
Yeah. No, it's just that, bro, just a nickname, and then I'd spell it with a Z. You know, back then I was a little wannabe Northsider, so like I didn't want to put any S's, so I fucking put a Z instead. Like I was all gangster and shit.
Damn, dude.
Hardcore dog. What's up?
So is that the gang that you were involved in?
Yeah. So that's the one I was affiliated with was the Northsiders over there in Nampa.
When did you start doing that?
So check it out, homie. You know where Grangeville is at in Idaho? Grangeville, Idaho.
Yep.
So I was born in Grangeville, Idaho, bro.
Okay.
So my parents, they lived in Wyld. Wyld is a small ass town, no hospital back then.
Yeah.
And so they went to Grangeville when I was born in Grangeville. We moved to Canyon County when I was about 7 years old. And bro, and I kid you not, the earliest memories, homie, was just gang shit, bro. Just gang shit. Like we were like a little neighborhood crew of just little knuckleheads running around, and we said we were a gang. We say we were Southside, and we wore white rags and like spray paint. We didn't know what we were doing, but I mean, so that's like the mentality I had ever since that age. And so just from then on, bro, just kind of I look around me, bro, and I kid you not, dog. If you were Mexican or Mexican American, you were, what gang are you in? You know, the question wasn't are you in a gang? It's which one? You know, straight up. And so yeah, man, it's just kind of all I knew just through elementary, middle school, high school, and just kind of got stuck in those in that mentality. So
and that's crazy because even a lot of times people don't really think that, dude. Idaho is just this cowboy country ass state, but I mean even in Marsing, that's where I went to high school. Like we had a couple dudes that were in gangs that would claim themselves and stuff like that. And they were assholes.
Right. Well, the funny thing is, like, till this day, people who live here like deny it. You know, and it's like, what world do you live? It must be nice, dog, because I see it every fucking day. That's the reason I have a job. You know, these kids I work with. I mean, their parents are in prison for gang shit. Their cousins. You know, some of my students, bro, are, I mean, in prison for murder. Other ones have passed away due to gang violence and just things that surround that gang culture. And so I like when somebody posts something, or a KTVB or a news thing posts something on like social media about might be gang related or something, and you see all these people like posting like gangs in Idaho. Yeah, right. They don't know about gangs. I'm like, dude, motherfuckers are dying, bro. We're going to prison. Like, this is some real. I mean, it might not be as big and as bad as other places, of course, but I mean, it shit's for real, dog. Like, bullets fly around here. Like,
yeah.
You know,
and sometimes they hide it, dude. Because even where I work, we get cars that you don't hear about on the news or hear about a shooting going on, but we get the cars.
Right.
They don't always get to cover everything, but I mean, it's funny because even when I had used to post things a long time when I first started, I'm like, oh, dude, this car was fucking shot up by the police, like, you know, and the drivers that come in, they'd be like, oh yeah, those guys was shooting back at the cops. I'm like, what?
Right.
But you don't hear about that stuff all the time, and you know, so it's like, dude, you just see what you want to see that's on the media, but you don't see what's behind the scenes. There are other things that they don't get to cover. Right. So it's kind of crazy, you know?
Yeah, no, for sure, man. And like doing the kind of work I do, I mean, I hear it from the kids first. You know, like, hey, this shit popped off. I'm like, check the news. Nah, it didn't. 2 hours later, boom, it's on the news. So and some shit never gets to the news, you know, and I'm like, oh, whatever. I'll ask around, like, hey, some shit pop off? Yeah, it popped off. I'm like, oh, fuck. So you're right, bros. Like, a lot of it doesn't make the news, you know?
No.
But I mean, it's out there for sure. Again, if it wasn't out there, then I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? And so, yeah, man, it's definitely died down, bro. Like, it's not how it used to be.
Yeah.
But it's still there. And the crazy thing is, I just keep seeing those same last names, bro. You know, this is now a second, third generation, like, gang members, you know. I mean, it's their parents, even the grandparents, bro, or their cousins. And so, I mean, it's easy to see why they feel stuck when you look around they look around them and all they see is that, you know. And so it's kind of, they feel that that's it. That's life, you know.
So do you think that, I mean, because a lot of it is their choice. So yeah, you could grow up into that type of environment, saying like, oh yeah, I grew up, my older brother did this, so I have to do it.
Right.
You know, so do you think it's a huge pressure on them, even if they wanted to get out? Let's just say, like, if they just were like, dude, I want to get out, I want to go to college, I want to do this, but I can't because I feel like I'm gonna be a disappointment to my family.
Right. Yeah. To a certain degree. You know, I do believe they feel like they have to, you know, step up and kind of take over. You know, because of, you know, whoever in their family, big brother, dad, or whatever, is kind of part of it. But again, sometimes I just think that doesn't even pass, that they don't even know they really have a choice, bro, just because, again, it's their normal. It's their normal. And so what I do at my work is be like, nah, homie, that ain't your normal, bro. Like, that's not normal. That gang shit ain't normal, homie. Like, those adverse experiences and environments that you're growing up in and experiencing every day, that's not normal. Check it out. This is normal. And that's when our recreation activities come into play. I like to take them out. And, bro, we have kids who are 13 through 18 from Nampa who have never left Canyon County, homie. Straight up. Like, I remember we took a group of kids to the village in Meridian. It was like fucking Disneyland, bro. Like, the looks on their faces, priceless.
Really?
Yeah, kid you not.
Damn.
You know, and like we're like,
That's
all right,
crazy.
what do you guys want to go eat? And they're like, everything here's way too fancy. Like, we don't feel comfortable like going. It's for rich people, things like that. I'm like, see, and that's the kind of thinking we have to break. Like, nah, nah, bro. You know, like this could be you. You know, this could be your norm. Is you doing this?
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's crazy because it really, I mean, it's that's sad. Like, I don't want to say like, oh man, it really isn't that crazy at the village. Like, you know, it's just like anywhere else in Idaho,
right?
Which is sad,
right, bro?
That's insane to me.
I had a little homie, one of my students. He lived. So we're located on 3rd Street North in Nampa. It's the north side of Nampa. So right in front of us is the housing authority.
Okay.
So it's low income housing, and so the little homie lives in the housing authorities, which is off 3rd Street North. The overpass is right there. You go over that overpass, you're in downtown Nampa, right? Mm-hmm. And so one day I went to go run some errands. I'm like, hey, dude, I always take somebody with me, you know? And I took him, and I went to Wells Fargo in downtown Nampa or something, just running some errands. And the little homie's just looking around like, damn, it's nice out here. I'm like, how many times do you come down here? He's like, I've never been down here. This fool lives on the north side of Nampa, bro, and he's never been to downtown Nampa. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I was like, have you ever been to downtown Boise? He's like, nah. I was like, jump in the car, dude, let's go get lunch. So I took him over there, right? And I tell this story a lot because it's one of my favorites, man. But I was like, all right, well, I'm going to take the homeboy up to like the top level of the parking garage just so we can get like a view of Boise, the buildings and shit, you know? And so we go up there and you know, we park and he jumps out and he's like, take a picture of me, dude, take a picture of me or whatever. So I'm taking pictures of him. And then he's like looking at the Capitol building. He's just staring at the Capitol building. I'm like just admiring his gaze, you know? I'm like, damn, like, and he's like, damn. The White House. And I was like, oh, fuck, dog. It was like the sweetest, most innocent. He's an 18-year-old kid, you know, but like, you just see that innocence just come out from the soul, you know what I'm saying, dog? Like, my heart, like, I was like, fuck. And I was like, nah, dude, that ain't the White House. But he's like, oh, it's the Capitol building, homie, you know? But, yeah, bro, it's just, I mean, you know?
Just the things that they, like, it sucks at the things that they're not exposed to, man.
Yeah.
Like, the only things that they are exposed to is that gang life, and it's so sad.
Right.
I mean, you take them 20 minutes
exactly
up the freeway, and they don't even know that shit exists.
Right. Well, yeah, I've got to ask, where's the freeway at? Like, they don't even know how to get to the freeway, you know?
Fuck.
So, yes, bro, that's why we do what we do, man. And I think, you know, yeah, we get a lot of referrals because we do that education, our education services, which is we get them prepared to take their GED tests, their HSCs. And so that's what the majority of referrals are. But I stress that recreation part because I feel like that's how we're going to show them. Oh yeah, you're getting a base of education is important for sure.
Yeah.
But it goes far beyond diplomas and degrees, bro. It's about exposing them to the bigger picture. You know, this picture's a lot bigger than just your little group of friends or just your neighborhood. Like there's a whole world out there, and I can relate to that because I felt like that too, man. I remember like when I got the girlfriend I have now, we'd go out to eat, and you know, I met her when I was 21, 22, and we'd go out to eat at downtown Boise to certain spots. I'd be like, bro, I'd be like all nervous, like sweating, like, should I even be here? People are staring at me, like, you know, and until like it became my norm. Like that's, you know, this is normal. This, you know, not me not wanting to go to those kind of places because you know, either I feel like I don't belong or I'm not rich enough to be there, or is there somebody going to be there that wants to fight me? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So it's
some guys like, hey, can I take your plate? No, motherfucker.
right.
My plate, bitch.
Yeah, dude. So, yeah, man. Yeah, bro. It's something else working with those kids, man. It's something that just warms my heart, you know, when they step into that building and I just see that, you know.
And you're very well known around the area too, because when I fucking announced that you're gonna be on the show, dude, I got like messages, like even my cousin, dude, I know my cousin knew you, Ismael. You know Hosa?
Oh yeah.
So I didn't know my cousin knew you, and he wrote me, he's like, dude, that guy's such a good guy, like, bro. I'm like, dude, I didn't even know you knew him.
I'm
like,
all right, dog.
But I mean, it's just the things that you do for these kids and stuff, and you take the time. Like a lot of people won't take the time to go do that, you know, not even just to take a kid out to go fucking eat, you know, like that right there is so much to a person who doesn't have that, like who just doesn't get to go and do that shit.
Right.
You know, just like you took a kid to Boise and he was like, fuck, dude,
Right.
that's it's amazing. And it's crazy that they don't get out that much.
Right.
They're so stuck in that whole thing.
And another reason is that, again, low income, single parent homes where they don't have the means or the funds to go do those kinds of fun things. I didn't. It wasn't until I started working and, hanging out with friends that I started kind of, my homie Jose, that fool would drag me everywhere. That was, when he met me, bro, when I was still kind of in the mix a little bit.
Yeah.
He came up to me at the gym. Actually, I met him at Crunch Fitness.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was
everyone meets at
bro,
Crunch.
hey, for real. Hey, and I was like, all redded out from feet,
Mm-hmm.
and this dude's a little like dork comes up to me. He's like, hey, like out of nowhere, dog. He's like, hey, when are the fireworks? Do you know when the fireworks in Melbar or something? I was like, no, what the fuck,
Oh, because you're wearing red.
I don't know, bro. I don't know what, but he came up to me, bro, and like that feels like my best friend now, bro. No joke.
Yeah.
But
I
like,
love Jose. He's so nice, dude.
Yeah. After that, we start like spotting each other and stuff. But that fool would drag me places. Like, hey, let's go to the fair, and I was like, fuck, I can't go to the fair. Fool, you fucking that's on site. You go to the fair, you're getting in a gang fight over there. Like, I'm like, let's just go, dude. Let's go. And then we'd go and. He was a huge person that exposed me to saying like, let's go downtown Boise, let's go to China Blue. I was like, fuck, bro, I can't go to China Blue. Are you fucking crazy, bro? Like, I'm gonna get beat up if I go to China, or if I run into someone, I'm gonna get in a fight.
Yeah.
Be like, no, you'll be good. And slowly but surely, man, like having those types of friends, him and his wife, and then my little new friends. I started making a lot of new friends. Having them really kind of just like, nah, you're not gonna be a part of that no more. You're over here with us, and that really helped me out for sure.
Damn, dude. Well, it's just like over there in Alaska, man. I mean, that's all they're all about. Just like a lot of those guys are druggies and stuff like that too. And that's what Marina grew up in, was just like that whole like area. I mean, just from what she told me and even what she grew up in, it was just like, holy shit.
Yeah, the small towns get hit bad with drugs. There's nothing else to do other than do drugs and drink. I wouldn't say like everyone in Alaska knows someone, or their family or their brother or their sister is involved with drugs. Anchorage is really bad. Like we're like the melting pot. We have every nationality, every race, and so it's very territorial in Anchorage. You have West Side, you have South Side, you have East Side, and it just is bad. And drugs are so bad. Right.
That's just crazy, dude. I mean, and that's what they grow up in. I mean, even when she tells me, she's like, damn, a lot of my friends still grow up in. It's like they're still all about that, and
right.
Sometimes you feel for them. At the same time, do you think that they could get themselves out of that, and you think that's their fault for not getting themselves out of it, or do you feel
honestly,
like,
bro, I think that's each individual is completely different with their different experiences and their different traumas, and they're going to react to certain situations completely different, bro. And so that's one thing I applied at my work, is just kind of going in with that open mindset, this kid's completely different than that kid, and that kid and that kid. And so there's no cookie cutter way of dealing with these kids at all, dog. It's about really building a genuine relationship with them, a friendship, and kind of figuring them out a little bit, see how they work, how they process things, their emotions, their personality. And then after you learn that, then you can kind of, see how you could, maybe start watering that seed of greatness that they all have, you know what I'm saying? So it's just to say, like, better, I'm like, yeah, no. To a certain degree, I guess, but like,
see, and that's what we had a conversation about, was about,
I think you know better, but like, so me moving here from Alaska, my best friend Alana will tell you the same story. She moved to California. She met her boyfriend. I met Sam. Sam had never done any drugs in his life, and I was like shocked.
Right.
My best friend Alana, her boyfriend has never done any drugs in his life. She was shocked. It's just we come from a culture that it's so normalized. Yeah, exactly. Not that we're we're doing drugs, but everyone we know is, or someone is, and so it's just so different. And to me, it's normalized. It's not that it's okay that everyone's doing drugs, but it's normal that most people are, to me. Right. And to meet people that have never, I was just like,
damn, dog, really? So nothing, right? Not even.
No, I didn't do anything like at all. Like just because you had to get drug tested a lot, and so that. But I was involved in sports a lot too, and so like
sports are huge for sure.
Oh man, I did it since I was little. I never not active.
Right.
And so so when we first met, she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "No, yeah, I'm not about it." Not only that, but my uncle was a big like drug type of guy. Like,
Okay.
you know, 3 strikes, he's in prison and stuff for life now. And so like my whole thing, even, you know, I wanted to be in law enforcement and everything too. So, you know, I went to college to be in law enforcement. I was involved in law enforcement and doing all that stuff. And then I came back here because I wanted to get into Ada County, and I got a job offer to come back here. And then I got hit with the DUI.
Oh no.
So yeah. So, you know, that was my dream to do
Right.
that. And I wanted to be in the drug and gang unit, because that was my thing, was like, shit, you know. And the reason why was my uncle, you know, I
Right.
saw how he was. I saw,
Right.
but he wasn't a terrible person. He was a great person, you know. And you know, he was awesome. You know, he always picked on me and stuff like that. He called me Dumbo and stuff. But you know, but my whole thing was my mom loved him to death. Like, my mom would do anything for him, anything. But he just kept backtracking into that area, and you know, sooner or later
Right.
it caught up to him.
Right.
And so, you know, that was my whole thing that I wanted to be about. And so, and that's what motivated to want to be involved in that law enforcement, to stop people to get to that point at the same time. And it wasn't so much of the whole like authority, like, oh my god, like, I'm authority, I love this, I can fucking tell anyone do what the fuck.
Right.
No, law enforcement, serve and protect. Like, I wanted to be a part of helping people. That was my thing, is I love to help people.
Right.
And so that's why I was like, and so then when it didn't happen, it bummed me out. But like,
for sure, bro.
So that's one of the reasons also is why I never did drugs, is because I seen the way how my uncle was at times and stuff like that.
Right.
And so I was just like, dude, I never wanted to get involved. And not only that, but I was scared. I was scared that if I did too much or too little or too much, or I took it the wrong way, it would kill me. So I was like afraid of dying.
Right.
But you know, it's just, it is what it is, and it's for some people and it's for not. But like,
the crazy thing is, I don't know how often I hear this. You know, when I get a kid come in, like when I was in high school, bro, it was all right. We go partying, we're gonna go drink and smoke weed. That was it. These fucking high school kids are doing meth and opiates. You know, like
fucking Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Tide
Yeah,
Pods.
that
Well,
too.
before Tide Pods were a thing, where if motherfucker you were talking shit to your parents, they put soap in your mouth.
Right.
Now these assholes are trying to take it. They
On
want to
purpose?
get in trouble.
Right.
Hey mom, fuck you. Come here. Put a Tide Pod in your mouth, pendejo.
Yeah.
Now they want the soap in their mouth, bro.
Right. I know, strange times, dog. Strange fucking times, homie. But yeah, like what I was saying is that, like, I don't know how many times I hear it where a kid will tell me. So the majority of the kids I have now, bro,
Yeah.
don't live with their parents. They're either living with their grandparents, or the other majority is from the boys' home, like the foster care system.
Okay.
And so when I have conversations with them and I get to know them a little bit, I don't know how many times I've fucking heard that their mom or dad were the person who gave them meth for the first time when they were 12 or 13.
That's crazy.
Yeah, bro, their own parents. So this person that is supposed to fucking take care of you and love you,
Protect you,
is the one that got you hooked on that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, bro, like, so meth is like weed for them now. Like, now the big thing is like that heroin, the pills, you know, those opiates is like the go-to now.
Yeah.
And
Because
that's
you
fucking
can't get
crazy.
pills anymore, so everyone turns to heroin. It's cheaper on the street. No one can pay $20 for
Right.
pills.
And it's all fentanyl now.
Yeah.
Now people are just ODing,
Yeah,
not knowing
left
what
and
they're
right.
getting.
Right.
Yeah.
Bro, I fucking had kids getting those triple C's, bro, going to the Walgreens or the average, just stealing those and just fucking popping like 20 of them, bro. Or they were doing the air duster. They were doing the
the keyboard. Fucking clean, the
canned air.
cans. Yeah.
I almost whipped 3 of their asses, bro. 3 of their I actually caught them they were like getting up and going to the bathroom like in groups, and so I fucking snuck over there real quick and they had it in their hand. I took them to the other side of the building. I shut the door. I'm like, hey, check it out, you little motherfuckers. Like, you know, like, hey, dog, like, I don't work for the school district or probation. Like, I'll beat your ass and still be employed tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, I'm my own boss, pretty much. You know, and I was so pissed off, bro. And they're just chasing that high, no matter how they can get it. No matter how
That
they
is
can get
crazy.
It. Yeah,
we were talking about this. Like, it's insane how much shit you can get fucking high off of now, and it's the things that they're discovering every single fucking day. It's weird to me.
You can abuse anything.
Yeah.
I mean, anything, whether it be sex, drugs, and sugar.
I had somebody on my show, and they
Just so you
talked
know,
about,
just so you guys know, real quick, that's producer Tim. He doesn't have his camera on
yeah,
him
I
right
don't
now.
have my camera on. But I had somebody on my show who talked about they were huffing like rubber cement
okay.
for years, dude. Like, they would go through a jar of rubber cement like in a day or two, and they would just sit there and huff it and huff it and huff it until it was gone, dude. And they were telling me these stories about how they have lost years of their lives just sitting there huffing it, and they knew people at the store, and the people at the store knew that this kid was coming in to get like rubber cement and just huff it. And they were like,
though.
like rubber cement. Yeah, dude, that's like hardcore, bro.
Sure.
Dude, I remember
Like-
when fucking Sharpies were the
Kids were huffing
honestly, I don't
Sharpies.
know anyone who is huffing Sharpies.
I've never
Well, it
known
might have been a
anybody who's
Marsing thing.
No, but like that's the thing. Is like
Marcy
you
thing.
watched all those videos growing up of like you're like people were really huffing hand sanitizer, and then we thought that
Never
was
even
crazy.
heard about that.
No, but stuff like that, and like you and your friends were like drinking and smoking weed, but the school was showing you all these crazy videos of like huffing and stuff. But
Kids
now
dying
it's like
all the time.
But now it's like kids are doing meth in high school. It's just hard to wrap my head around, I guess.
Right.
And
yeah.
it is like I remember when we had this girl come from I was telling Marina about this. We had this brother and a sister. They moved down to Marsing from, where was it? It was somewhere in California, like just this hard gang place, dude, like crazy. Super nice girl though. But she always repped her gang shit. She talked like a gangster, she acted like a gangster. So did her brother, but her brother was never in school as much as her because she wanted to make the change. She wanted to actually succeed. Well, she was all for moving. Excuse me, sorry. She was all for moving out of that whole area, and not a lot of people fucking know where Marsing is, especially if you're in a gang place from fucking California,
Right.
huge gang state or gang area in California. Anyway, so then she would come down, and I would talk to her every now and then, and I forgot her name. I wish I remembered her name. But I would talk to her, and I'd be like, "Hey, what's up?" She's like, "What's up?" I said, "What's up, dude?"
There you go.
And you knew, dude. That's exactly
Yeah.
And she was a thicker chick. Like, she's a big chick, but she was just so funny, dude. Like, her personality, you would never guess. Like, people were afraid to talk to her, but me being the person I was,
Right.
I'm such a social person, and I have this stupid ass personality where I'm dumb as hell all the time.
Right.
Like, and I was like, dude, go talk to him. I'm like, okay, fuck, I don't give a fuck. I was like, what's up? Where are you from? She's like, oh, I'm from so-and-so in California. I'm like, oh, nice. I'm like, dude, I like your jersey. She had one of those old LA jerseys.
Oh,
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I like your jersey. She's like, thanks, that's where I'm from. And I'm like,
fuck.
nice. I was like, high five. And she's like, yeah. She like threw her hand out, everything. But she was so nice.
Right.
But I mean, and then like one day I was telling Marina, one day we were just like talking on lunch out. She was sitting by herself, and I went and sat by her at lunch. I was like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Hey, how are you?" Like that, and like her whole like tone, the way she talked was changing.
Right.
And I don't know, it was just because she was being around a different environment, the way we were out in Marsing, because Marsing is a bunch of fucking rednecks, country people, and just the way we are, it was just so friendly out there, and so. Like, she was like, I was like, how are you? She's like, good. Like, just get used to this out here, I'm like, yeah. I was like, dude, it's like, you should come hang out at one of the football games. Everyone's always out there. Like, I play on the team. Like, it'd be nice for you to get out and, like, socialize. And she's like, nah, no one likes me here. Like, everyone's, like, fucking afraid of me and shit like that. I'm like, well, and, like, I was like, no, just come out. Like, hang out. Like, just sit there. I was like, my family will be out there. You can go sit with them or whatever. And she was like, okay. Like, I'll come out there. Well, I don't know if she ever came out or not, because after that, I'd never seen her. Never
really?
seen her. Never seen her at school. Nothing.
Huh.
Never heard of her ever again.
Really?
Yeah. So, like,
Damn.
I don't know what happened, but I know she was, like, she was struggling because, I mean, she was always in the principal's office.
Right.
Like, they made her take off her gang jerseys, and they would, how, like, if you were wearing gang-related clothes, they would make you put on a shirt from the school.
Right, yeah.
She was always wearing that stuff. She's a bigger chick, man.
Right.
My buddy Tyson at the time, he was super nice to her, too.
Okay.
And she was a bigger chick, but because that's just how we were in general.
Right.
Like, me and him were just dumb shits together. So we would talk to everybody, but, like, never saw her, dude.
Damn, dude. I wonder what happened.
Me, too.
Huh.
Like, I totally forgot her name and everything. I don't know if maybe something caught up or
Right.
it's just like I remember telling Marina about it. I was like, fuck, dude. Like,
It's crazy how like you can think about people in your past and just they make like such a like they were such a presence in your life that you'll forget their name and everything, but they till this day, you know, they'll pop up in your head and you'll be like, damn, like, you know, there was something about them, you know, and they'll never leave your mind. I have people like that as well in my life. So.
Yeah, I still have like even people that weren't involved in gangs, people that were a low income family, you know, like this guy, I don't want to say his name, or you know, but this guy that used to go there, you know, he was a bigger set dude, but you know, he was struggling, like his family was super poor and stuff like that, like so poor that he did his fucking senior project on mold.
Oh really?
Yeah, mold around his house.
Oh no.
Damn.
Yeah, and so like just having that, and to this day I'm just like, dude, I wonder what happened to that guy. Like, I hope he overcame all this and and he was super smart. I remember him telling me that he found a computer in a dumpster and fucking he fixed it up.
Really?
Fix it. Where he's like, oh yeah, dude, it works and everything. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Like, bro, that's cool. Like, why did you do that? Like, I can't even put a puzzle together. High five.
Hey, well, hopefully he's doing something with computers.
Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, I hope like these people that we knew back then that weren't doing so great, like, I hope.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, you wish the best for everybody.
Yes,
even,
dude.
You know,
and it's just crazy to think about that, but man, it's just insane, dude. Like, that's why I like admire you so much, because you take so much responsibility for these kids and stuff and people that you don't know. They're complete strangers to you at first,
right.
And you get to know them, you guide them
sure.
in the right way, and dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is one reason I remember telling Marina, I was like, dude, it would be great to have fucking Weasel on the show, bro.
Yeah.
She's like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, and I told her about you. She's like, oh, like this is what he does. I'm like, yeah,
we
like,
appreciate you. I don't have kids or anything, but like, I appreciate you.
Thank you. What it boils down to is they're the future leaders of our community.
Exactly, dude.
And if we don't fucking do something, you know, and realize that and do something and guide them, I mean, they're the future leaders, bro. And we got to invest our time, our love into them.
Yeah.
You know? And so, yeah, man, it's crazy, bro, because when I first started, I remember like it felt so good to be a part of a nonprofit, and I'd be like, yeah, I work for a nonprofit, we do this and that. I was like, you know, I'd wake up every morning, bro, like, I'm gonna make a difference today, you know. And then throughout the years, I realized I was doing it for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah,
I wanted to make a difference. Like, it was my ego. And throughout the years, man, I realized that what I'm really doing, bro, is just giving them what they're supposed to have. I'm giving them a piece of normal for that day. When they walk in, like, dog, your life might suck out there. You might think it's terrible. It might suck. But when you hear it, fucking doesn't. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate you, and you're somebody here. So, yeah, man, that's kind of why I do everything, you know. Yeah, dude, we're just sharing our lives with them, man. Letting them share their lives with us, pretty much.
Yeah, dude, and that's so cool, man. Like I said, dude, it's amazing. It's and you needed to be recognized, because, dude, if a lot of people don't know you, like, there's gonna be people who don't know you now because of the things that you do, man. And that's what I'm saying. Like, even Marina probably never knew you, and you know, when I told her a little bit about you and stuff like that, she's like, oh, dude, that'd be awesome show. Even my mom, dude, when I told my mom about it and everything, she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna tune in. Like, yeah, I'm excited. I want to watch it. I'm excited for this. Like,
yeah, bro. And it's honestly, like, it's all about them and about hearing their stories, bro. Because they're the true fucking heroes, homie. Waking up in those adverse environments, bro, and still somehow making it through the day.
Yeah.
You know, I had a kid, bro. I gave him a GED practice test. This was last week. I gave him a GED practice test, and I signed him up for the real test at CWI, and he was going to pass it with flying colors, because on that practice test, he scored beyond amazing on it, right?
Yeah. So
I signed him up for the real exam. I signed him up early in the morning, so he went and took it, came in, he's like, I failed, bro. And I'm like, what the fuck you mean you failed, bro? You scored, like, you were. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry. No, you're good. We'll fucking chip away at it, man. We'll get, you know, I'll sign you up as soon as possible. He's like, yeah. 5 minutes later, he's like, yeah, well, you know, I woke up this morning to find out that my mom attempted suicide. And I was thinking in my head, well, no wonder you didn't pass the fucking test, dog. You're in there trying to take a test, you know, with this over your head, like. And he was still like, bro. And it's crazy because he wasn't even like using that as an excuse. He didn't even put those two together.
He wanted to go do that just to do it for her. It seems.
I don't know, man. I feel like it was that kind of shit is so normal for him that he didn't even find that like
as a reason why he
he didn't even find that strange or anything. He was, I mean, obviously
he used it as an excuse.
He's like, I'm sorry, but I'm like, no, don't be sorry to me, homie. You know, like, you're good, bro. We'll sign you up right away. But I'm like, no, you know, right away. I'm like, well, no wonder you didn't pass the test, homie. How are you supposed to function effectively when you got something like this hanging, you know, over your head? And it reminds me of fucking in high school when I'd show up, something happened at home that you know, the night before I'd show up, put my head down, and the teacher would be like, you're not gonna do nothing, get out of here. You know, it's like, that's what we got to stop doing.
Yeah.
You know, there's a reason my head was on that desk, and there's a reason when these kids show up to school that they're not participating or they're zoned out. There's a reason for that, and I feel like we're in these times where we can't just say, get out of here, you're not doing anything, or
exactly.
not acknowledging them and helping everybody else, because those kids, those ones are the ones who need that attention, need the love. And so it's time that we start addressing them and saying, hey, what's going on, dude? Like, you know, hey, go to the counselor, you know, what's really going on, because those are the ones that we can't just be like, hey, fuck it, you know, these ones are doing great, and those ones get left behind, you know what I'm saying? And so, I mean, the people who do great, we're going to do great no matter what, no matter where. But it's these ones that we really got to pay attention to.
Yeah, exactly, man. Because, dude, to be honest, at the same time, not to bring this like too crazy deep, but like at the same time, like a lot of those kids too are the ones who are shooting up people, who are shooting up schools, who are shooting up that, because they get ignored,
right?
Or people treat them like shit, and they're like, oh, well, fuck you, like why am I gonna be here, or why am I gonna treat you the same way? You know what?
Right.
Let me go into here and I'm gonna show you, you know, why you should have fucking, you know, and it's.
I believe in small schools. Like, I don't think there should be 4A schools, because I went to a small school and you can't fall through the cracks.
Right.
I transferred my senior year to a 4A school, and I was like, whoa, like, I loved it. I was like, they don't even know if I'm here.
Right.
I passed with all A's. My small school I grew up in, they were the best teachers, but they cared about you. They knew you. They knew your parents. They knew your brother. They knew your sister. They knew your cousins. So I think that's important. I think it's important to the teachers know your name. They know a little bit about you, at least, like, no matter what grade you're in. And I think that we need to do something about our school systems, because they are terrible.
Yeah. I've been going around and meeting people for like the Nampa School District and certain places. And at the moment, there is some good people in good places where they need to be. And I do feel like there's a shift happening. I met with some teachers over there at Endeavor Elementary in Nampa, and then a lady from the Nampa School District. And there's those people in those right places who go beyond just, you know, you come to my classroom, I hope you try to get an A, and then now it's the next class, you know, this and that, like, who are constantly checking up on certain kids and those kids who actually need it. Yeah. And we all know, man, those teachers, you'll remember the ones you hated and the ones you loved till this day, dog. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was in second grade, homie, and I was in computer lab. I always remember this fucking teacher, bro. Always fucking remember. She like traumatized me. So we were learning how to like type like on Note or something on the computer. Yeah. That was fucking in the 90s, right? Yeah. So we were like, I don't know what program, but she's like, oh, so the assignment was write what you want to do or who you want to be when you grow up, right? So we're in second grade, homie. We're going around, like, stand up and shout in front of the class. And so like the kid's like, I want to be a rock star or a fucking supermodel. You know, it's going around. It gets to me, I'm like, I want to play in the NBA like Shaquille O'Neal. You know? Right? And this fucking bitch goes, that's never going to happen. Yeah,
what the fuck?
Yeah. Fucking, and remember,
come here, let me cross your ass off, bitch. I'm gonna break your ankles.
hey, bro, like, I remember feeling so humiliated, you know what I'm saying? Like, I sat down and I remember like that sparked like my fear of public speaking, bro. Not feeling like I was intelligent enough.
Damn.
To this day, homie, I struggled with it. And I was like, from where? And like, it goes back to that. That's my first, like, one of my first memories of when I was like humiliated in front of a group of people. It made me feel so like, you know, dumb, bro, basically. You know what I'm saying? And like not worth anything. Right? Like, what I had to say didn't mean shit, but they can be a rock star, supermodel, this and that, but I can't be what I wanted to be for whatever fucking reason.
That
you know
is
what I'm saying?
insane.
Yeah. So
well, maybe she just didn't want you to be Shaquille O'Neal because you can't shoot free throws.
Or maybe she was thinking like height-wise. She's like, dog, you're Mexican, homie. That's that.
Bro, you Muxy Bucks, bro.
Right.
Quit it.
Yeah. You're gonna be pushing 5'3". That's it, dog. So, yeah.
You're gonna be something basketball, but you're gonna be Mugsy Bugs something.
For real. So.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
That's not funny, but that's crazy, dude. Like, that's insane that there's teachers like this is shitheads, man. Yeah.
Like, even the teacher that I butted heads with the most, he was my basketball coach, and I look back and, man, I love him. I owe him a lot because he helped shape me into the person I am. But I remember I had said I wanted to be in the WNBA, and I completely forgot about that. That's when I was in his like 5th grade class, and that was my dream. And I remember it was my junior year or my sophomore year, and I was, you know, having attitude or doing something I shouldn't have been. And he pulled me aside and he's like, "You're a leader. You wanted to be in the WNBA. Like, what are you doing?" And like, those are the people you need in your life, the people who remind you, like, you know, what you wanted as a kid, because you are supposed to be that person that you needed as a kid.
Right.
And I think that's so important. Like, to have a teacher laugh at you or to dismiss whatever your dream may be, I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah, they shouldn't be a teacher if that's what you can do. You're supposed to be encouraging your students. You're supposed to be like a parent figure in a way, you know?
Right.
Like, I don't think there's one teacher that I didn't like in high school.
Oh, really?
Or at all. I honestly don't think so. All my teachers were pretty cool. You know, even my coaches. There was a coach that I didn't like at first because he took the spot of a different coach at the time, and I was just like, "Fuck, dude!" Like, I tell Marina like he was my basketball coach, but now he's one that's still like one of my good friends, and I still talk to him because he runs a softball like tournament in Marsing and stuff like that. But like at first, I didn't like him. I even told him like, "Dude, I didn't." You're taking the spot of one of my favorite coaches and stuff like that.
Right.
Like, I'm not gonna even try. Like, I'm not even gonna try my ass off. Whatever. Like, I ended up being on the JVB team. Like,
Right.
and I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, this is just what I'm gonna do. Like, I don't fucking care. And so then I remember he had me as a bubble, like going from JV to varsity. And then like the first jamboree game, it was against I don't remember who it was. But I played fucking well. I played great defense, you know. I was a defensive player all 4 years of high school and just fucking doing good, playing, stealing the ball, fucking passing off, whatever. I couldn't shoot worth shit. I still can't shoot worth shit. But I could fucking handle the ball, and I was fast, and I could play defense. And I remember him telling me, he's like, oh, yeah, he's like, I'm moving you up to varsity. You know, even in practice, I was fucking breaking the varsity's press breakers and shit like that. And he's like, yeah, you don't belong down there.
Right.
But then I started growing this like connection with him because he showed me that attention. He didn't kick me off because I was a dickhead to him.
Right.
You know, he loved me. He loved me like his own player, like his own son and stuff like that. And he knew what I was going through and stuff like that. And I was a dickhead growing up, you know. Like I was like, I would run away from home. I would live at my friend's house, you know, like that. But you know, he was just such a great dude that he took, instead of me being an asshole to him and him being an asshole back, he was just like, nah, dude, I see something in you type shit. And,
right,
you know, and that's what you need. Just because a kid's an asshole to you doesn't mean you need to dismiss them.
Right.
No, they're going through some shit.
Yeah, you got to read that. You got to read that behavior. You know, you got to read the language of their behavior. They're acting out for a certain reason. So again, just right back to, you know, the kids who are acting out, you know, there's something going on further beyond they just want to be little shit sticks and give you a hard time. I'm sure there's those guys out there, those kids out there who, you know, it's a very few percentage though.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is they're usually the smart. They got some kind of like fucking talent. We were talking about this. Like, have you seen that show on Netflix? It's called Cue Ball, right?
Yeah.
Cue Ball.
I haven't.
So it's about.
I was watching it the other night, dog.
The inmates in San Quentin where
Yeah.
they're playing basketball. They got baseball teams and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like the guys that get out, they get tried on for the D League of the Warriors.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, dude, that I teared up in that show because like it's a lot of that. It's insane. If you guys have not seen that show, Netflix Cue Ball, it's insane. It's even though they're inmates, I told Marina, even though they're inmates, man, they are still fucking people. Mm-hmm. Everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has their times in their life. I made my mistake.
Right.
Even after one DUI, I didn't fucking learn my lesson. I got another DUI. Like I still fucked up. But at the same time, did I stay down? No. I kept picking myself up.
Right.
And you know, and where I'm at now in life, it's insane because, you know, even with 2 DUIs, a lot of people, they're homeless or they just give up on everything because, you know, you can't get a lot of jobs still.
Right.
But like that show was just crazy, dude. Like the opportunities guys get just to go and outside and play basketball, and then if they get out in like 3 years, 4 years, they go and get to try out for like the fucking Warriors D League if they're good enough, you know. And I was just telling me, I'm like, damn, like there was a guy on there that was singing a song, playing the guitar. He was amazing, and he was just playing the background music for the set, and they just like showed a little like 5-second clip of him, but then they would play it later on in the fucking movie, you know.
Right.
And I was just like, holy shit! And I love like music. I'm a huge music guy, so like I was like, Marina, this guy sounds amazing. Like she's like, who is that? I was like, it's an inmate. This is a fucking inmate playing this shit. Like just hear it. Like this is about the basketball guy or whatever, but just listening to this guy.
Right. Right.
Like, just listen to him, and it would show another 5-second clip of him and another guy like rapping, singing, and I'm just like, wow.
Right.
Like, these guys, they made the wrong move.
Right.
Like, oh well, you know, these guys are just as much talented as anybody else.
Sure.
There's much talent. They have as much talent as someone who hasn't committed a crime.
Right.
You know, who's just sitting fucking gave up on life. You know, these guys couldn't come out and be like, dude, let's go.
Like, you know, like, I'm like,
You can chug
damn.
beer. You can play basketball.
I can chug
Whatever.
beer.
She's really, dude.
Are you a ball player? Or
Dude,
I
she should have been playing college ball.
what? Really?
That's how good she is. Like, I'm not kidding. So a little backstory story. When we first started dating, we started going to the gym. I realized she liked the gym. And in Nampa, they have the basketball gym there.
Right.
And so I was like, hey, let's go play basketball. I was like, she's like, she would always talk about, oh, I fucking play basketball. Fucking Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan type shit.
I never said that.
Oh, I could see it in her eyes. That
More
she was
like
saying it. Whatever. So she'd be like, let's go play. I was like, okay, let's fucking play one-on-one. Like, I was like, fucking defense player of the year, motherfucker. You remember me? Remember me? It was 6 years ago, but I still got it. Oh, dude, she was hitting I wouldn't stand up on her, and I was like, shoot a 3, motherfucker. Let me see if you can do it. In my face. Like, I'll show you. I pulled all 4 of my medals out. I carry them around with me still. I'm just kidding. I carry all 4 of my medals out, and I'm like, see these? Like, you are not going to make the shot. I was standing here. You still won't make a shot.
Right.
She fucking hit a 3. Swish. I'm like, huh, lucky. Okay, let me pull out my 4th medal.
Right.
Motherfucker, make it in front of that medal now. No, swish. I'm like, she beat me fucking like it was like 6-3. And I'm like, what the fuck?
That's badass.
First one to
Oh,
6
yeah.
was like, dude, this is bullshit.
Easy, buddy. Easy,
Yeah,
buddy.
but dude, then I saw it. Like, she showed me some of her videos and shit. And I'm like, dude, you were a baller. Damn, like,
Right.
you know, she was a freshman playing with varsity players. And I'm like, damn, you were like pretty good. You know, but you can't judge someone. You know, can't
Right.
judge a book by its cover, man.
Right.
Because I would never have thought. Looking at her, would you think she was a baller?
No, I wouldn't. Honestly, I mean,
You think she's like a Victoria's Secret model?
Shut up.
Like,
no, you're. I feel you on that. You can't judge a book by its cover because I mean, look at me, bro. When I show up to those like, you know, those meetings with like city council or like the mayor of Nampa and like with
Yeah.
all these other people, I walk into the room and I could just see everybody kind of peeking like,
You look hard as fuck,
who the fuck
dog.
is this fool? You know. And so I mean, when I walk into that room, there's a lot of assumptions that are being made about me that I have to prove wrong right off the bat. You know. And so just because tatted up mustache and shit, and so. I feel that 100%, dog. I've dealt with that shit downtown Boise, homie, where like they had it one time, a couple times, bro. They didn't let me into China Blue because they said my neck tattoo. Amsterdam because of my neck tattoo. Fatties, right? Because
I know the owners of all those places.
Right.
So just come with me.
yeah. So
Yeah.
So I feel that, bro. Like I feel that 100%. I feel that when I went to Vegas, we went to a pool party in Vegas.
Yeah.
And we walk in or whatever, and we're chilling. And I take off my shirt, and I have tattoos on my torso and stuff, chest, stomach. And I see one of the security guys like just looking at me, and I'm like just looking at him, you know, and like this fool's scoping me out. And I told my girl, I was like, "Hey, they're gonna kick me out." She's like, "Nah, they can't do that." I'm like, "They're gonna kick me out." She's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Because of my tattoos. Look at this guy." And then another guy walks up to him, another security, and I was like, "Fuck." She's like, "No, they can't do that. Everybody here's tatted up." And yeah, everybody there was all tatted up, dog. But I think it's a style that I have or something.
It is, man. It's crazy because even if I were to see you like walking around and be like, hey, you know, and I fight like you know, I'm a fighter, but I'd still be like, high fingers or high five, like what?
we can't touch that.
Elbows.
Right. Careful, homie.
The whole coronavirus.
Right, we can't touch.
16.
Hey yo, well, I still been doing my meetings and stuff, and like I show up, like I'm glad you guys are still shaking hands and shit, because I show up, I'm like, are you guys like shaking hands, or are you guys like, what are you guys doing? The majority of people aren't
Chest
touching.
bump.
Yeah, for real, huh?
She was like, hold on, fucking pull out right out of a little like button case.
Right, for real. Hey,
Let me get that pure out real quick.
Hey, I had a student steal one of my hand sanitizers. I was fucking pissed. I'm like, who fucking took it? And everybody's all quiet. I'm like, who the fuck took my hand sanitizer? All pissed off, you know? Just principle though, dog. Like, I don't care about the hand sanitizers. Don't be stealing from me and shit, though, you know?
Dude, that shit's funny,
for
man.
real, bro. It's fucking...
dude, that's hilarious, dude. There's fuck, man. Yeah, dude, isn't that crazy about the whole fucking... Everyone's, like, fucking getting the whole...
Getting the Rona?
Yeah, the Rona. Fucking,
Hey, so there's strange times, dog. Like, I really hope when like this shit, blows over, that people will sit back and reflect on how they acted, when this shit was going down. In a time where people you think people would come together, and some people are, some people are coming together and helping each other out. But in a time where I believe people need to be community, a lot of people aren't. Kind of, it's just at the end of the day, we're still those fucking
survival of the fittest.
Right, exactly. We're still those cavemen underneath that, that thin layer of decency that we portray and created. It's funny. So I hope people like take a step back and really, look at the way they reacted to the whole situation. I see people arguing on Facebook. It's serious. No, it's not. Blah blah blah. Going back. I'm like, regardless if it's serious or not, like, what the fuck you arguing about?
Yeah.
I mean.
Work together.
You're part of the problem, whether you say it's serious or not. Like, if you're gonna sit there and make a big deal out of it, on whatever your viewpoint is on that, like, you're part of the problem for sure.
Well, one thing that I saw today was a meme, and it was of an elderly person who had their shopping cart, and there were bare shelves. And these are people. I worked at a retirement home for 7 years, and I managed a retirement home for like 7 years, and I have a very deep and sincere I guess like feelings for people who are in like those later stages in life, and I've seen them go from independent living to assisted living to hospice,
right,
to death.
Right.
I've seen that. I spent almost a whole decade of my life working with people like that, and for a lot of people to just continuously hoard and take advantage of what it is that they have in front of them, instead of recognizing that there are other people who aren't able to go to 5 grocery stores.
Right.
Like somebody who's like 80 years old, they're not going to be able to go to like Fred Meyer, then to Albertsons, then to Walmart, then to Costco. They're not able to do that. And if they are able to do that, it's very difficult for them, and it's hard on them and their bodies, because they're moving around, right, and they're putting a lot of traffic, right, on their feet.
Right.
And these individuals are the ones who are at the most risk.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. That's why they're doing that whole. Albertsons is only open they're letting the elderly come in at a certain time without
right,
other people, because
right,
did you just cough?
I know. I'm trying to avoid the mic, homie.
I already coughed. Don't even worry about that.
No, but yeah,
we're all safe.
They're making that whole like section,
risk,
dude. So they can go in and grab whatever they need,
right?
And then
But that's
balance.
My thing is, like, we fear what we don't know. I understand that. I understand there's a population that thinks this is like Armageddon, like,
right,
and it's not
the end of the world.
No.
It's really
but like, even if worst case scenario, if everything was hitting the fan, like, I went to get tomato paste. We make stuffed bell peppers, and I use tomato paste with the meat. And I'm like, there's no dang tomato paste. And the guy was like, yeah, anything canned. I was at the Fred Meyer, and anything canned is gone. I'm like, but the peanut butter.
No pasta sauce, nothing.
No. And I totally understand perishables, but like, and non-perishables. But it's like, okay, if this was the end of the world, I'd be buying peanut butter, like, stuff that I could get a lot of calories out of in, 1 tablespoon. And it's all stocked.
Right.
Like,
right.
These people are not making pots
deli
and pots
meats,
of
like
spaghetti.
stuff you can freeze. Yeah.
Oh, so you can fry toilet paper though. Like, you put like batter on it, you can put it in the fucking fryer.
right.
Vegan
Fucking
diet.
dumbasses. Like, I think it's so stupid. The first thing they go is for toilet paper. A shit ton of toilet
if you
paper.
think about
It's like
it,
they're
though,
trying to build a fucking fort.
It wasn't that people are just so dumb that they just are like, I'm going to buy so much toilet paper. It's a domino effect. If one person overreacts about something, you'll see all these people. So, like, one person probably bought a bunch of toilet paper, and so did this person, and they're like, oh,
Right.
shoot. If they're buying all the toilet paper, there's not going to be enough toilet paper for me. And then so you tell your buddy, hey, there's not going to be enough toilet paper for you.
So
But go to the vitamin aisle.
But that's
the vitamin aisle is fully stocked.
That's what Marina said.
Really?
Is the whole the vitamins,
dude. And that's what buy one get one free. Like everywhere I go, is buy one get one free.
They're actually starting to get.
And that's what you want, yeah. And that's what you want as a whole. They want their immune system. You want your immune system to be fucking strong, not your asshole to be clean.
Right. I can shit and shower, dude.
That's what I was.
I can take a shit and I can jump in the shower.
I can poop right next to each other, bro.
They're right next to each other. So if I run out of toilet paper, whatever.
Right.
But yeah, and then now there's all this martial law conspiracy theory stuff going down, which is understandable. Like I get it if they have to like lock shit down, but at the end of the day, I'm somebody who has taken advantage of my freedom, and I purchased guns, I purchased ammo. I have like 1,000 rounds of ammo. I'm somebody who is prepared for not an apocalypse per se, but I'm somebody who's prepared to like defend my property. But let's be real, this is America. Nobody's gonna go around, especially my neighbors, nobody's gonna come around and try to steal my toilet paper. Nobody's gonna try to steal my shit. I got the two biggest guns in the whole fucking states, bro.
Yeah, right.
Damn.
But I would be careful when you say this is America, because I don't know, there's people stealing all the time or breaking into houses all the time. Maybe not, like Idaho is like low crime. Yeah. But in Alaska, we have like the most homicides per capita, I'm pretty sure. Like we're right up there with deadliest city next to Chicago.
Yeah, Alaska State Troopers. I love that show.
No, not Alaska State Troopers.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife.
The Anchorage is crazy. Anchorage is deadly, man.
Yeah, that's what she was saying. Is
get
like,
your guns.
It's true though, because Anchorage is like one of the fucking biggest crime states in America. Like it's insane. That's fucking scary.
Alaska's?
Anchorage,
Alaska.
Yeah, that was it. Was on some kind. What was the thing that we were watching? It was like some cop show or whatever. That Anchorage was like one of the biggest like crime states.
It's just so territorial. It's so territorial, and then all the drugs and the turnover on money on drugs there is ridiculous.
Right.
Well, and then you have your suicide. And you've got so much stuff.
Your
up
seasonal
in Alaska.
depression.
Your seasonal depression, which, like Alaska in general, it peaks on many levels when it comes to a lot of different metrics.
Yeah.
When it comes to suicide, drugs,
and
murder.
our low income versus like you can make some good money in Alaska, but
you can also be very poor.
Yeah. I mean, my dad does very well for himself, but my mom's a recovering drug addict, so I see both sides of it. Mm-hmm. And Alaska's crazy. It's a different world. The people are awesome, but it's different for sure.
It's very much separated from the states.
Like,
from the general states.
Oh shit!
But it's kind of like Hawaii.
It's my favorite very much place. Like the people are down for whatever. Like your neighbor is your friend. I don't know. The people are they're different. They're quirky. You know, I don't know. And you grow up with all of them, or you get to know them so well because it's so close that you might want to hate them, but you can't because you're never getting rid of them.
So how did you decide that you wanted to like? Do you want another beer, bro?
What's up, bro?
Do you want another beer?
Yeah, I'll grab another one, homie. Grab it, bro.
So how did you decide that? Well, when was the moment that you decided that you wanted to like leave all that? Like,
it was honestly multiple moments throughout my life, bro, that kind of made it all come together. So I did end up getting locked up. You ready for this? Locked up for conspiracy to commit bank robbery. Yeah.
That's what I was going to ask you. I had one more question.
Conspiracy to commit bank robbery. And so I was looking at, they threw out, one of the first deals they threw out was 15 years in prison.
Jeez.
Yeah. And because when I got locked up, homie, I didn't think it was a big deal. I'm like, this is part of my norm. This is, we all get locked up, you know?
Yeah.
I'll be out, ain't no big deal. But when I heard 15 years, I was like, oh, fuck, I fucked up my life. I was like, holy shit. It was a big reality check, a big slap in the face. Like, dude, this is the route you're going, you know? I remember I called my lawyer, bro. I was sitting there like, nah, I got this. Ain't no big deal. We hired a lawyer and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey man, so what's it looking like? You know, got good news for me? He's like, oh, you're definitely gonna go to the penitentiary. And I was like, oh, all right, well, fuck, 2-3 years, something.
Yeah.
You know? He's like, oh, they're throwing 15 at you, so you're definitely gonna do some prison time. And I remember when he said that, I was like, what the fuck? And I was quiet, right? And then he's like, well, at least you're handling it like a man. You know, and I was like,
oh my god.
I'm like, yeah, you know, and I go back to my cell, bro. Kid you not, I couldn't fucking eat, sleep, shit for like a week, homie. Like depression at its finest, dog. And so it was just multiple things, though. That was a big one, you know, just spending time in the cell, just reflecting on my life, and reflecting on who I was as a person and who I wanted to be and the potential I had inside of me. So it was just a lot, and then just also being involved and being around. Don't get me wrong, bro. There's some good. I had some good people around me who are gang members, but there's also those pieces of shits at the same time. You know what I'm saying? There's good people there, bro. Trust me. To this day, my homie's in prison, and he's like a big brother to me, and he's still involved in that shit. But so there's good people there. But I started seeing certain things, bro, where I was like, this is not what I want to be a part of. This isn't how I feel inside. You know what I'm saying? I was acting that way on the outside, but that's not who I was on the inside, homie. And I think life is all about you trying to fucking match those two things. You know, match how you really feel down there,
trying to balance it
exactly, and match with who you are on the outside and how your actions. And so at the end, I was probably like 23 when I was like, you know what, fuck this, like, because I got locked up and I ended up doing just a year. I got my judge gave me a fucking opportunity and I got out.
Ryder's nice, dude.
I didn't end up going to fucking prison because of the judge. Honestly, she spared me, and so I got out, and I was still fucking with it a little bit. I had one foot in, one foot out, and then finally when I was about 23, I was like, you know. But at the same time, I do want to say I was never jumped into the gang. I was just
gonna ask you.
Yeah, I was never jumped into the gang. I was just affiliated. I surrounded myself, and I was living that lifestyle. But I was never officially jumped into.
So
the gang.
You got out pretty easily.
It was easier. Yeah, easier than what it would take for somebody who's actually jumped in. But yeah, I just kind of tapered myself away, and it came to the point where I had to completely cut those people out. For a good amount of time before to kind of reinvent myself and get new friends. So it was lonely times, and that's actually Jose. That's when I started hanging out with him, and that's how we became
fucking goofball.
how we became friends. So, but yeah, man, just a bunch of different kind of experiences, and just like, you know, it's bro. I mean,
that's crazy, man. Yeah. But you really do like shit. I didn't do any serious time, man. Like I didn't do. Fucking, there's limes there, dude. There's like, I didn't do any crazy time, but fucking, I was in there maybe for a total of 5 days, which, I mean, you're not in general pop, but like, and they were mixed up. So the most time I did at a time was 2. Oh no, yeah, 3. But then the second time I did it was 2, and when I went in there, dude, like even just putting on orange, you were just like, fuck, like I'm actually putting this on, like never, because never what I thought I would have been there. Not saying that I'm better than anybody else or anything like that, because you know anything can happen. You don't know what the fuck is gonna. Nothing is planned out.
Right.
And so I was just like, damn it, like this is never was something I wanted to be involved in. The reason why I wanted to get in law enforcement was to stay out of this shit. You know what I mean? And so when I put it on, I was like, holy shit. But then like I sat in the cell like for 2 days, and I told Marina like. It was 2 days, but it felt like fucking a year.
Yeah, bro.
Because you have no TV, you have no fucking games, you don't have your phone, you don't have nothing. The food sucks like shit.
Right.
Like, I mean, I met a couple cool guys that were in there that were like decent dudes. Like one guy was getting transferred from California, or was going back to California so he can get out, but he was going through Idaho.
Oh, okay.
And he was a big motherfucker, like huge. Like this dude was like 6'5", like he was huge. He was missing. He looked like a fucking hockey player. And then I had this little dude who was like the opposite, little Mexican dude with the little braid, and he was in there for like 2 weeks or something like that. And I was like, damn. I was like, so how long you in here for, bro? He's like 2 weeks. I'm like, fuck, that sucks, dude. Like I've only been here for 4 hours. And I hate it. Like I'm like, oh, like you can't sleep, nothing, but you have so much time to just reflect on. Is this really where you want to be? Is this really what you want to do with your life? And somebody was like, that was life-changing for me, because I was just like, you know, I distanced myself from friends that I was, Garrett, all those guys. Like, I distanced myself from everybody because I was just like, dude, I need to find myself. I need to either fucking buck up and change some shit, or I'm going to end up in here again, and it's going to be longer than fucking 2 days.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and it was just like, you know, I just decided that, you know, you it's not a lot. You don't feel like a badass because it's not something. I know there was dudes in there that was like, oh fuck yeah, dude, I've been in fucking jail, I've been to prison, like fuck. Like no, it's not something to be proud of at all. Like 2 days, I'm embarrassed to even say that I was in jail for for 2 days, and then before that, when I got my first deal, I was in there, for 3 days. Like it's not something to be proud of, at all. It's embarrassing. If anything. Right. And it's just like, dude, no, like you never want to. And I even tell like people, I'm like, hey, you guys never want to be in there. You guys never want to, like, it's not fun, dude. It's not fun at all. And it's just like, so it's just crazy to me.
You know what was a big, like, another slap in my face? You know how you said, like, when you put those scrubs on? Was when they did that fucking, when you had to strip down? Yeah. And you're like butt ass naked in front of the deputy, and like that's when I was like, what the fuck? Like I'm really just butt ass naked in front of this other guy, and he's like squat down and like some real type shit. And I was like, I felt so like humiliated / vulnerable at the moment. Like damn, like homeboy just staring at me all fucking cold.
Trying to spread your butt cheeks.
Yeah, he said cough everything.
I told me, I was like, dude, they made me spread my butt cheeks.
Yeah, do a handstand, say your ABCs backwards. Fuck. Hey, what's up?
Can you do this breakdance move while you're butt naked?
What's that tattoo say?
Oh shit! I know I had one there. What the fuck? But yeah, dude, it's crazy, man. Like I mean, you were in there for a year, and I couldn't even imagine being there for a year. Like,
bro, can you imagine like having homies fucking in there doing life, dog?
Yes. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like 2 days, I was like fucking miserable. I was like, oh, when I got out, my mom picked me up, and I was like, oh my god, can we go to Sherry's? Mom, like, please, I'm so hungry. Like, I didn't really eat. Like, I didn't fucking eat none of that food. It was disgusting to me. Like, I gave it to this dude. He's like, you gonna eat that? I'm like, nah, dude, take it. And he's like, fuck yeah. And like, the great thing about it, I bragged to my mom, was like, Mom, I was like the second biggest dude in there, by the way. Like, you can see my traps hanging out of my shirt. He's like, shut up, shut your mouth. I'm like, they don't want to fuck with me.
Hey, bro, when I was getting out, they threw me and some other dude that was getting out in the same room, and they gave us our clothes that we got locked up in, and we're putting it on, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, like I'm getting out, So I was all happy, and I look over at homeboy, and he's crying, bro, like putting his clothes on. I was like, fuck, this fool probably did hella long too, he's all emotional and shit. He's all wiping tears away, and I was excited. Homeboy's all emotional, and I'm like, hey, dude, like, how long did you do? He's like, a week. He's like, crying and shit. I'm like, oh, fuck, dog. A rough week or what? Like,
that's so crazy, man. That's insane, dude. But yeah, dude, it's not fun at all. Marina, don't go to prison. Don't go to jail. I mean, Marina would probably fuck someone up though, because
what's that movie we watched where he, gets in that motor vehicle accident and he kills that guy and he ends up doing
Shot Caller?
Yeah, right? And he becomes like a
damn, dude.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Hey,
it's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Dude, the funny thing is we were just sitting at home. We were going through movies, and so sometimes we just get bored, and I was like, let's just one of us find a movie. Like, let's just find a movie. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna find a movie because I'm the best movie picker in the whole entire world. If anybody ever wants to know that, and anyway. So we're going through it, and I was like, dude, this movie looks good. Like, I read it. I was like, oh, look, this guy like was a business guy, just a great dude, and he just got into some trouble, and now he's like a fucking leader of a gang and shit like that. And so I was like, let's watch it. I was like, you want to watch it? She's like, yeah, let's watch it. Excuse me, sorry. That was a fucking good movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie, really good movie. I've watched it a few times, bro.
Have you seen it? Shot Caller? Look it up on Netflix.
I haven't. Who's in it? Like Mark Wahlberg? Is he the one? Is he in there?
No. That's the new one. This one's probably like a few years older.
Yeah.
But it was just so good. I mean, just to think that
it's called Shot Caller.
Shot Caller, and it's good, dude. Like, I mean, just to think how someone's life can change.
Well, I was just gonna say that. Like, that's all it takes. Honestly, is one stupid decision, like, and just your whole life is just drastically changed. Like, we get to sit here and we get to share these stories, and we're laughing and bullshitting about them. And there's people sitting in prison right now, or people just dead that's where their story ended. You know what I'm saying? And so all it takes is one bad decision, and that's what I try to stress with the kids. I'm like, hey, dude, like, really think about what you're doing, because all it takes is one bad decision, and that's it, man. You could alter your life.
You may
in a
think that
way.
It's not gonna happen. You may think, dude, no, fuck. I've gotten away with so much shit. I've gotten away with this and this and this and blah 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 blah. It ain't gonna happen.
Right.
It ain't gonna happen.
It catches up to you, dude.
Oh, dude, I've known friends who
it catches up.
Yeah. I've known friends who's such good people, and they were drinking and driving, and went and killed somebody, rear-ending them.
Right.
You know, like, and their life changes like that.
Yeah.
Like, they killed that person. Guess what? Fucking, you're done now.
Right.
Like, you're gonna spend half your life now. It's insane. Yep. It's crazy, and they're the best person. They're so nice. They're in college and they're ready to fucking start, but they decide to drive home.
I know 2 people doing life right now for murder, and then I know somebody who's doing 30 years for second-degree murder, which, you know, is unintentional, but they made bad choices.
Exactly.
At that point. Yeah. And those 2 people who are doing life for murder, they deserve to actually, in my opinion, the both of them should just be taken to a field and shot.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah. As bad as that sounds, they should. Because they killed children.
Oh,
but
shit.
Yeah. But like the other people, I might know a few others. In fact, I know 1, 2, 3, 3 other people who are doing life. All right, so it's like 24, 30, 30. So they're doing like 24, 30, 30 with the possibility of parole after like 24 and 30 and 30 years. But these people like made bad decisions, and you kind of have to live with those decisions.
Right.
But what's sad and what's unfortunate is those 3 individuals had very, very rough upbringings. Like, very rough upbringings. And they didn't have the guidance, and they didn't have the leadership, and they didn't have the people, like the mother and the father, that should have been able to guide them through life to allow them an opportunity to succeed.
Right.
They were the kids who you mentor, you know, like the kids who didn't have an opportunity to have somebody like you to be like, you know, like Uncle Luis, you know, like somebody who was like, yo, dude, like,
it's Theo Weasel.
You know, they didn't have somebody who was like, hey, I understand, like, your mom or your dad gave you meth at like 12 years old. This is like, these are going to be your consequences.
Right.
You're going to be sitting in a box for the next 20, 30 years because you killed somebody over $30 or $40 worth of fucking ice,
right,
or, you know, like heroin or whatever it is. When you're like 15, 16, 17 years old, 18, once you hit 18, you're fucked, dude. Like, sometimes when you're
16,
when you're a kid, 15, 16, 17 years old, and you're in the juvenile system, there's, from what I've understood and a lot of the stuff that I've watched, and you know, a lot of the things that I've gathered to form my own opinion, you're a good girl. I've recognized the fact that, like, you know, obviously these kids don't have great representation in their life. There's not a lot of people who are trying to make their lives better, and they don't care.
right.
And these kids don't have people like you. But from what it sounds like, is what you're doing is something that is trying to steer these, you know, these kids who have been put in situations that are unfortunately not, they're situations, these kids are put in situations where their parents don't really care about them.
Right.
And you come in and you become like an uncle or a second father, and you're able to kind of it's like a scare factor, you know. You come in and you say, hey, yo, I've done this, I've done that, I've been there, I've seen it. You're either going to be locked in a box, or you're going to succeed, and you're going to have a great job, and you're going to be somebody who's important, and you're going to contribute to society, and you're going to be proud of who you are and where you've come from, regardless of where you've been and the situations that you faced.
Right. The crazy thing is that they do know the consequences, and that alone doesn't deter them. Again, I feel like it's just they're thinking that's where my life is supposed to end up. So what I think I'm doing is showing them that that's not normal. That's a lie. It's it's not normal. And again, just trying to water that seed of greatness, because these kids are fucking amazing, bro. They're great. They're absolutely amazing, and they show me like these little windows of their greatness, when they're studying. This kid's really fucking good at math, or this kid's fucking musically because we have a recording studio at our location, and so they'll make us. I'm like, damn, I try to figure out what they're great in and just try to exploit that shit and just make them like, dude, do you see that? Like, you're fucking amazing, dog. You're great. Just empowering them, letting them find, letting them motivate them. Self growth, and just let them find who they really are. Like me, it took a long time, but I was like, you know what? No, I'm a good guy. I'm a fucking good guy. That's how I feel inside. I'm a good guy. I'm on this side of things. And so that's why it's important for me to go out and meet these community leaders and take pictures with them and mingle. And people can say, oh, look at this motherfucker, he's selling out. But I'm like, nah, dude, what I'm doing is showing these kids that, hey, dog, this can be you too, homie. Like, look, I look just like you. I talk just like you. I came from where you came from. And so that this can be you too. This can be you too. And so that's what I'm trying to show these kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, I got a GD, dog. I'm running a nonprofit organization, homie. Like, I'm standing up here with the mayor, with city council. I'm talking to the people. Sheriff. I got people coming in my office asking me for advice. I'm like, what the fuck?
But that's what it takes, man. It just takes one. It just takes that one fucking person to believe in you. It doesn't take 20 people to believe in you. These guys, just like you said, man, you took them outside of Boise.
Right.
And that was like, wow.
Right.
It takes the littlest fucking things to make them just realize, damn, dude, there's more. Yeah. There's more to this life than what I grew up in and what I'm dealing with or what I'm doing right now. Like, this guy believes in me. He's saying I'm good at fucking drawing. Fuck, I'm gonna take up drawing. He said I'm good at fucking messing around with electronics. I'm gonna take up electronics. Like, dude, it's just that little fucking motivation that they need. That one word could fucking
for sure send
them off to something amazing, dude. Bro,
it's crazy. Huge impact.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
It's a huge impact. Yeah. Man.
Once these kids, when they get their JDs, bro, I make it a big deal, homie. I run up, I fucking squeeze them, I hug them, and you'd be surprised how many kids start tearing up, dog. And I feel like it's because they don't get that.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Unconditional love.
Yeah, for sure. And so it's crazy that
somebody who cares about them. Dude.
Yeah.
Like
it's not even. I feel like it's not even like your parents. They care about you. It's just because you're their kid. But it's someone who cares about your success. Someone who sees something more for you than where you're at right now. Like, you show them. It's kind of like a mirror. Like, I came from where you are, but you can do so much better than that. Their parents, they love them, and and some maybe they don't have that same relationship.
But these kids might not know that. They may not have that. They may not know that they're loved.
It's just a different kind of love, though. Like, their parents are so either fucked up or, you have to realize parents too, or even us, like, we're all fucked up in our own way.
Yep.
Like,
everybody's fucked up.
And yeah, these parents.
We all come from.
These parents are fucked up too. Like, if they're not they're not loving their kids the way they should, but those same parents, they were kids too that went down the wrong path.
Yep.
And it's just breaking that cycle, breaking that system. It's really, you can't really blame people. It's just giving those kids some hope.
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't blame those parents because, to be honest with you, those parents probably came from the same situation in which they're raising their own children.
Yeah, it's a ripple effect.
Exactly, it's a ripple effect, man. Right.
And it's sad because then they put it onto that kid,
and then that kid puts it onto their children. And
so would you think? You would think so. Your opinion. So you would think if they would come from that situation, do you think that? How do I say it?
Learn or
do you think that they would
crutch?
Yeah, because now they're putting it onto their kids. Fuck, I don't even know how to word it.
Like, some kids learn from it, and they're like, "This is exactly what I do not want to be."
Right. So why don't you think that they change that for their kids? What's your opinion on that? Instead of them bringing it to them, and they know, shit, this is where I grew up. I'm gonna have my kid grow up better and do this and this, but it doesn't turn out that way.
So I do see those kids who realize that. Like, I had those kids. Like, my parents are just fucking meth heads. I don't want to be near them. I don't want to be like them. But again, it comes back to. They're normal, dude. That's their normal. That's their norm. They don't think there's nothing wrong with that. They think that's what life is. as long, I live with my grandparents. They're just, my parents are selfish, and they just kind of, again, the cycle, it's a normal cycle. They think it's just like the normal kind of thing, right? Yeah. And so, I do get those kids though that I do get a handful of them who are like, nah, I don't want to be like my parents. I grew up around that shit, this and that, and I do get those kids as well. So they're there for sure.
Yeah, it's just the fact that they're not as wealthy, I guess you would say, so they can't get out of that situation. So then they come to you or you guys, any of you guys, that just help them. Like, shit, dude, let's figure out a situation, let's figure out a solution to get you out of this. Let's help you so that you don't, because I'm sure that the GED's great. Don't get me wrong. Like, my mom has her GED and stuff, but their goal, you want them to graduate and stuff. Is it just that age group of 18-year-olds, or do you guys get younger?
No, so we started out, it was from about 15 to 18, because you can't take a GED test till you're 16.
Okay.
And so we'd be like, okay, we'll take the 15-year-olds, we'll get them ready. Once they turn 16, we'll start testing. But it's crazy, man. That need for these younger guys is starting to pop up.
To have a mentor.
I'm starting to see like these. I had some elementary teachers reach out and they're like, hey, we're seeing kids in 4th, 5th grade already showing these kind of behavior, gang tendencies. And so at the moment, the youngest one I got in there is 13, because he got kicked out of school and he has nowhere to go.
So sad.
Right.
Damn.
So he's doing,
really sad.
So he's doing it online, and so he comes in with his computer, and I just kind of watch over him and help him, just so he has a place to be, a productive place, because obviously it's going to be hard for him if he stays at home and
yes,
he's not going to get it done. So I just keep him there, trying to hold him accountable. And then we got like on-site activities. Like I said, we have that recording studio. We have a pool table, computer lab, game console. We have there's an awesome nonprofit called Rock Ministries Inc. And they target like homeless juveniles for the most part. And they came in, they stocked up our fridge with food, burritos and stuff, so the kids will hang out, eat and stuff.
Nice.
And so like I mentioned before, like we do, GEDs, like everybody knows is like, oh, you can go there and get your GED, but it's far beyond that, man. It's that gets them there, but once they're there, I feel it's like the lessons they're learning on that journey, that's really molding them and shaping them in a positive way.
Yeah. So is it kind of like the Big Brothers type of thing? So, but a little bit
right. So my ultimate goal and ultimate dream is to grow and expand to where we're like that. But again, it's at the moment I'm the only full time there, and then I have a part time that helps me with the education services.
Okay.
But we're a small enough group. We average probably 10 to 12 kids a day, where I can be teacher / mentor / janitor / babysitter / fucking whatever I need to be that day for whatever kid. Yeah. So we're a small operation, but we definitely get it done. We average 3 GEDs a quarter, so we're averaging like 12, 13 a year. But again, those numbers are great. It's always a goal to try to increase those numbers, but
So are you guys always constantly like looking for like volunteers and stuff like that to go in?
Yeah. One of the huge things, especially when we do our recreational activities, since we have like 12 kids and it's just me and my part time, the transportation and almost like a chaperoning as well when we go out and do activities. Have somebody like a positive whoever around them, just transport them there, and then just kind of hang out and just be a positive role model for them.
Yeah. So if someone wanted to get involved in like helping you guys out, like who would they contact? Would they contact you?
Yeah, definitely. Just contact me. We have a Facebook page. We have a website, but I don't know how to update it. There's a guy I'm working with, and he's like, all right, well, I need this and this from you. I just don't have time to sit down and I know nothing about it.
Let me know.
Okay.
And I'll work with you.
Okay, for sure, man. Yeah. So
I've built many websites.
Okay. Yeah, Tim is really big, obviously producer.
Right.
Yeah, so Tim does
do
that.
a lot of stuff.
Heck yeah, man. Yeah. We'll talk, brother.
I'll make sure I take care of you.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Yeah. So that's a huge need that I have right now is the website. But yeah, you can just contact me. My number and everything's on our Facebook, Breaking Chains Academy of Development. Send me a message or talking directly to me. My number's on there as well. So
okay, and also they can hit you up on your Facebook, which is Luis Granados.
Yep.
Granados. Okay, and obviously you guys see it. He's tagged on this. He's tagged on this website. If you guys want more information, comment on this thing. Luis can always hit you up if you want information and whatnot. He'll get you guys hooked up if you guys want to be involved and whatnot. But yeah, dude, it's been like. Just to get to know you. I mean, we've never really talked and stuff like that, so it's really great.
Oh, for sure.
And like, it's pretty cool, man. Because when we're at that gym, we're just like, hey, have a good workout, bro.
Right,
see ya.
Right, yeah.
But like, it's pretty cool, man. We'll have to bring you back on as well, like just
to
hang out, even if it's not about this. Like we're this show's growing so much, so like it's a lot of fun,
dude. You're blowing up, and
but
and I'll sponsor a show, and you can come back on, and we'll do another show.
Oh, definitely, man. Yeah,
dude,
love it.
You're doing something really positive for the community.
Yeah, man.
It's very admirable, and
it's great to see that.
To be honest with you, I'm honored to have somebody like you on my show. I've done 300 shows. And I've had everybody from Navy SEALs to authors, like New York Times bestselling authors. I've just had amazing people on my show. You are definitely on the top of that show because you're doing
things that help the community.
You're doing things that help the community, man.
Yeah,
you're
and there's
doing
so much
something
people.
super important.
There's so much people that know you. There's so much people that are gonna like. Or that supports you. I mean, this, like I said, when I mentioned you being on the show, they're like, dude, this is, I mean, one of the guys, I think his name's Renee, he was like, dude, by far one of the best guys you've had on the show. Like, you know, it's, if not by far, he's just a great guy. And I told him, like, yeah, dude, he's super humble. So, as much as I've known him, like, the first time we met, it was him backing me up, like, people bullying the guy. Like, we were about to beat the shit out of this guy, like, these guys, you know, but it just shows, man, that you have a big heart, and people need to know who you are because what you're doing is huge. Yeah. It's huge, man.
Very authentic,
and these kids need that. They need that guidance. They need, you know, the right path to go. And you're saving, if anything, you're saving kids' lives, man. You're saving people's lives, and keeping them on that right path. And even if it's just like, dude, I love you. That's not, they don't hear that.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's something that's what's going to keep them alive, cool, man. Like, you're doing something, and you're making a change in this shitty world that we're living in right now. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, man, I appreciate you, and I'm honored to have you on the Wyld Style Podcast, man. It's been a lot of fun. Do you have any shout outs, bro?
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to Tattooed and Successful. As you see my clothes here, shout out to Zach Peterson. They reached out. It's a cool ass clothing line, kind of trying to break that stereotype about tattoos and shit. And so, as you can see, it's perfect. It fits good. It's perfect on me. So I like the message and what they're doing over there. So shout out to them for sure.
It'd make me look big too.
Right? I got an extra medium dog just so I can fucking pop out, you know. And just to all the little homies over there in Canyon County and just everywhere, you know, keep your head up, work hard, never quit, and you know, just grind, man, for sure.
Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble.
Marina, do you have any shout outs?
Shout out to my dad. Who doesn't have Facebook.
Thank you guys for tuning in today to the Wyld Style Podcast. Once again, man, we are sponsored by Big Mr. Concrete. If you guys want to hit them up, man, go follow them on my Facebook page. I have them on there as well if you guys need to find them. Once again, they specialize in all solutions from pavers to fire pits, landscaping, and curbing, and amazing quality work. They do decorative stamping with colors and patios, driveways, sidewalks, and so much more, man. If you guys need to set up an appointment to get some shit done, hit them up at 208-412-8039. Ask for Gabriel Miranda and let them know that Sambo sent you. We appreciate you guys going. Please subscribe to our YouTube page at Wyld Style Podcast. Like my Facebook page, Wyld Style Podcast. Share this episode, man. This has been a really great episode. This has probably been one of our best episodes tonight. As you know, we've had my host, Luis. I appreciate you, man, once again, and we out.
Yeah. Shout out to Tattooed and Successful once again.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Peace.